Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back again to Cannon Foyer TV, the Legend Show. The legend. We got a legend. We got a living legend. Not that number 34 X-person, X-man. We've got a proper legend here. We're going to get into this one on the other side of this music intro. The legend. I can't wait for this one. I can't wait for this one. Monday evening show over here. Monday evening means we're going to be talking about Arsenal. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. But guys, before we get into this Monday show, guys, can you make sure that you do subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and also come into the live chat. You can see we've got Ashley D's in the house. Ashley D's in the live chat. Guys, John Geezer, how you been, Geese?
Yeah, evening. Thanks, Alex. I'm top of the world. I was a bit upset today. Old Tony Adams, the old legend here, he's been booted off, and he starts Strictly Come Dancing or whatever it's called.
Did he not retire? I thought it was due to medical reasons.
Yeah, apparently he's got an injury, and do you know what I mean? But they're going to put a glitter ball on top of that statue outside there, haven't they? For him and Terry.
But you know what? On the Easy Talk, we were debating whether the X-Man is actually a legend, and I said he's not a legend. He's not a legend. But I tell you what, this Keys over here is a legend. The original Godfather Hotel.
Hey. Yeah, he's a proper legend. What he don't know about Arsenal, no one knows.
I tell you what. Tell, Geese, how you been, Tell?
I'm good. Doing fun over there with my mate Tim. And we've been doing the old hurl again. They swept all before them. So we overwear polish at one point, you know.
Yeah. You know, actually, before we get into the first topic, a quick reminder, this is a proper legend. He is a proper legend. Forget about the X-Man. We've got the H-Man.
I'll tell you a quick story about the old silverware. Schoolkeeper once beautifully. He was a big Chelsea fan, you know. And this is after Arsenal winning the FA Cup against Chelsea. I said, Stu, you ain't got any. And he didn't clock it. And he went, oh, hang on. I said, I'd have to check my stores. And I said, oh, FA Cup, mate.
Anyway, do you know what? This game that happened, Wolves versus Arsenal. John, what happened? I didn't see it. I was out with the missus on Saturday.
Well, I had to listen to Talk Sport, boo, because I was round me doing the decorating. But first half was a bit dodgy, weren't it? Until I watched the goals today, man. And yeah, he's on fire. And the old Disney prince, he's coming to his own all of a sudden. You know, we're not going to win blazing. Just get the job done. It was really important to come top. It was a psychological blow with Man City with them losing us winning, so opening up a big gap, isn't it? So you know, as I've been saying, lads, we are top of the league till 2023, whatever happens. You know what I mean? And the league we can win it, Alex. Honestly, you know, I've been saying that for a few weeks now. So, bandwagon, we're gonna win it.
Yeah. Original Godfather, yourself, your thoughts about the game, and
well,
are we? Yeah.
The first thought I had time links between Arsenal and Wolves. For a start, Billy Wright is before Bertie Mee. Billy Wright won 106 caps, I think it was. He was a Wolves player, and then he was our manager before me. I called past his house on the way to Highbury County, which later became school. So that was the first one. And then the second one, we spoke to Peter Masback. And I remember I was at college, not far from Wolverhampton, my girlfriend at the time. Do you fancy going to see a match at Wolves Stadium? He said, yeah, all right then. So we went to the Arsenal end, and I'm chatting to somebody else. In those days, away support wasn't really big, and it was playing. And on comes Wolves anyway. It was September time back at college. And I looked at the programme and she said, let me have a quick look at that. And Sunderland, now Alan Sunderland was playing for Wolves at that point, and years later, and of course he was the one who scored the winning goal in the 3-2 FA Cup match back in '79. Anyway, we're standing there. She goes, Alan, she said, I used to be at school with him. I said, what? I really? He hadn't become an Arsenal player, but I just thought I'll ask her. And the obvious question, was he a good footballer at school? And she said, no. She said he was okay, but you wouldn't call him a top footballer. And she came from a place called Bolton-on-Dearne, South Yorkshire. And sure enough, Sunderland grew up. So she wasn't telling me porky pies. I was in Ireland there recently. One of the people that is, I was helping out with the, and one of the guys there, he was telling me, I'm a really big Wolves fan. I didn't have a chance to ask him why, but as soon as I heard that, I thought that's recently it's been Wolves, which I kind of got kind of worried, and I thought, an omen, But luckily, Arsenal, certainly in the second half, they sped the whole point of the way Arsenal play is one or two touch. And if you watch, I love the way he trains these guys, because only got one or two touches. If you hold on to it any longer than that, it's gone. If you're around, so it's all very crisp passing. They played incredibly well. Because we fell foul of this at Old Trafford earlier on in the season. Our biggest problem is with the way he pushes his fullbacks into midfield, leaves our two centre backs holding the fort, and they're standing on the halfway line. Is if the opposition do counterattacks, so they obviously know that in their system. I must say, we really are living in golden days, or purple patch, or what to call it, because currently we are producing the most amazing. When I talk to a lot of gooners and that, although any match can go anywhere, it's currently looking really, really good. We stifle the upper their own half, and as long as we do our crisp passing, it's seems, trust the process.
Tell very quickly, is it sustainable? I mean, we're 14 games in. Can we play this type of football right until the end of the season? Is it sustainable?
I was thinking a lot about that, and I think we can't be beaten. Well, obviously this isn't going to be an invincible season, but we may lost the only match that we are going to lose in the EPL, because it's difficult to even get the ball off. They're like Barcelona at that when they were at their and listen, I'm not getting too cocky about it, and we've got to keep our feet on played for, but they are looking really, really good. And remember, 2.5 years or something. So as he always says when he's being interviewed, there's still improvement. So he's got a vision. He's got a vision way beyond the football playing. So as long as he's got that vision and he knows that he's going to increment up, maybe bringing in a couple of new players in the window. It's looking good. Now, listen, you can't be cocky in football because at any moment, but I am minded of a little story. Do you remember in the golden days of Wenger, I bought my brother-in-law, a Dublin fella, Bob, Liverpool supporter, and I think it was Sheffield Wednesday we were playing North Bank, and with 20 minutes to go, it was 1-1. 1-1. There you go. Look, this is Arsenal. They can't score. They've scored one. It's going to be a boring. Be careful. You never know what this team are going to do. And I think we ended up winning it 5-1. And it was just bang, goal, bang, goal, bang. You know, it was just all 90 minutes. So, you know, we are currently on a phenomenal run, and it's just deserving these victories. And as every match you have to go out there and win it. Somebody was asking me, what was your worst defeat you've seen Arsenal suffer? And that would have been the 95 final. I was only a kid, I hasten to add. And we'd beaten Tottenham over 2-0. So we thought we'd got past the hardest part of it. Previous year we'd lost to in the same final, and everybody thought Swindon Town, this is going to. The pitch was in a state because they'd had Horse of the Year show. Flew swept through the arse. Swindon got a lucky goal, and their goalkeeper then played the best match of. And our goal was scored towards the end of normal time by Bobby Gould, who I've had the pleasure since, and thanking him for giving me a few moments of joy before Tom scored 2 in extra time. But what I'm saying is those freak results can happen, but it's looking good. Arteta has a cracking back. Edu seems to be finding players really well, in finding top quality players. Obviously, first. And I was thinking, because I've worked alongside Tim with his lads, the way Arteta's playing, not just the ability to play with your feet, you've got to play with your head, and the tactical side of the game, when to push up, when to drop back, and all that stuff is not straightforward. And I've seen some of our players, because they're for the first time ever. You know, when we interviewed Peter Marin, a lot of tactics that the players were involved in. He even said himself, "You just went out and played." Arsene Wenger, there wasn't a great deal of tactics. Who's the guy that's running? She was saying that he's running our under 18s, and he said even under the massive depth of tactical knowledge that is being imparted now, a really good player, but if he can't cope with the tactical stuff that's being meant to be in what space, then it's tricky. So I think Arteta, that he's a good, not only a good man manager, but he's good at imparting stuff. I mean, you've all probably seen online people go through all the different tactical things. It's complex stuff, and when you're out on a pitch in the heat of the moment, you know, you've got to be so drilled and so rehearsed, you almost go into the right place without thinking about it. So fair play to Arteta. He's looking good. We're on the crest of a wave now. 5 points clear. That's crazy at this time. Keep it going. Yeah. Great.
John, John, we did a poll on the channel day before yesterday, and it's to do with this gentleman here on the left, not the one on the right, Gabriel Jesus. And the question was, Gabriel Jesus not scoring, should we be worried that he's not scoring any goals? Now, we've had 864 votes. And so far, 20% of the votes say that yes, we should be worried that Gabriel Jesus is not scoring, and 80% say no, we shouldn't be worried. Where do you stand on the situation with Gabriel Jesus? I think, is it not 7 games or 8 games across all competitions now he's not scored? John, are you worried, John?
Well, actually, Alex, I voted on your poll, and I voted that.
All right.
You know, he got off to a flying start, didn't he? Maybe got a few more that he should have got, like. But all these top strikers, I think, if you go back here, even Burkamp, they all have little lulls, and I don't think it's anything to worry about. With this break, this has come at. He weren't expected to play for Brazil, so he's going to go off, and that's a bonus in Brazil. Is a big bonus, and I think he'll have a feel-good factor when he comes back fresh and ready to bang in more. We can't really compare him with Henry because he's never going to get to Henry's level, in my opinion. Different type of player. What he does do, he assists. He's very unselfish. Even yesterday, he's always around that box. When he's in that box, something's going to happen. Someone's going to score a goal. So I think we've slightly got to get away from thinking out and out striker as such. You know, he ain't going to get as many as Ireland. He's not going to get as many as Henry or Wrighty. But what he's going to do every single game and make sure Arsenal are getting goals elsewhere. Great player. Sometimes you just got to, these figures and stats, you just got to forget them. He knows in his mind he needs a goal. But you know what? I wouldn't put my stamp. I'll put my life on it. He bangs the first goal in. There you go, Alex.
Yeah. But you know what, John, I've got to say, actually, even when we had Aubameyang, just scoring goals, being a top scorer for us, I was always concerned, literally, if he was to get injured or if he went off form, we would only have that striker there. But I am liking this season so far. Why? Because we've now got at least 3 or 4 players who are, scoring goals. So even though Jesus has gone off form, we've got this guy who just scored a brace over the weekend. So all the other players now are able to chip in. I don't know what you think, Godfather. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know. I read a statistic today. I mean, we midfielders scoring, and that's exactly the way Arteta does it. He wants to come towards the box, two wingers, a centre forward or somebody, and 2 people in the half space, and so he spread around the team. And the beauty of Jesus is when he's keeper and the defenders never know if he's going to let loose a shot, which he did, and it skimmed Wolves, or if he's going to dribble a bit further, or if he's going to pass it, or side time. He's keeping those defenders thinking, what is this guy going to be good? Going to be? He's a delight to see play, and I wouldn't worry whatsoever he hasn't scored in a few weeks, because that, as John was saying, on a good while when we first got him, same as Burkamp, it happens all the time, out and out, tapping Fox in the box. He's like a very modern day. So it'll be interesting in this next transfer, buy a tall forward, if they buy anybody at all. But if they were to buy a tall forward and give them some, they've got buy this guy that they're all talking about, this Facundo, an American who's about the same build, about 5'9", 5'10", and maybe they'll buy it like for like, because I'm not a great supporter of Nketiah. I know he played for Chelsea youth team, and then they and yes, he looked good a couple of seasons ago when we played, was it 3rd division, 2nd division, St Patrick, but I think he's coming up a little bit short. although he has improved.
Yeah.
I just get the feeling when he's out there, we're not we certainly aren't the threat when we have Jesus and all of the other guys going for a forward. They might even go. Did anybody see? If not, it's worth checking out. Zinc's wife interviewing. She's a TV personality out there, and she interviewed this guy, Mihailo Mudrik, who's a wing, and she said at the end, up the Gunners, and he went, yeah. So if he's with us,
he's coming.
Tell very quickly. Tell, were you surprised that Ivan Toney didn't get selected for the World Cup squad for England?
Yeah, I don't know why he's out of fashion. He's proved to be a phenomenal 6 foot or 1.5. So
yeah,
he's big, but he's also mobile. Knox. I would love him at Arsenal. Now I can't see Brentford selling him for anything less than that.
Yeah.
But you know, he's a cracking. He must be a great guy to sort of play alongside, because you know. And I was surprised, and he's definitely the sort of man in form. So it's a shame that they didn't call him up.
Yeah, I think for you, John, were you surprised Ivan Toney didn't get selected for the squad?
Yeah, I was a bit. He didn't really get a chance in the friendlies either, did he? So
yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
He said, "Stick that," didn't he, Southgate? You know what I mean? He went out there. To be fair, he should have had an hat trick, and getting an hat trick at Man City's great. He sniffed that. Yeah, I think he's a great player. I'd love him at Arsenal. I said, you know, like Tell says, I can't see Brentford getting rid of him too quickly, but he ain't going to be at Brentford long, is he? So someone's going to snap him up, I would have thought, in maybe. Yeah, Southgate, I don't know, mate. He made some funny decisions. Maguire worked that one out.
I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing. Guys, let's go into the live chat for the first time anyway on this Monday evening show. Like I said, we've got our moderator, Ashley, who says, hey up, Gooners. Got the English Conversation Club, who says, evening all. Godfather is back in effect. And by the way, yeah, he is a legend. This is a legend. This is a proper legend, not the X-Man. Sort it out, John.
They're putting up new hoardings. You could put Terry's picture on that now, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Still being redone. Get that printed and get him up there quickly.
That's an idea.
Would you trust this man?
You could go above George Armstrong, couldn't you, Tell? And Brady.
I love it. Well, I think I might have told you guys, I've got a very good mate, Tony, who lives in that big block as you approach the sort of stadium from the Arsenal station. His curtains in the morning that he's lined up perfectly with the tone, so he's got a cracking view. What a view he has, and he's wedded all life. You know, he went to Banfield in 89. He follows him over last. You know, top man.
Anyway, Tygonosaurus says,
I'm not worried. Every morning, Tell.
Well, we used to joke him that what he should do.
High five every morning.
We used to say he should do stadium and get one of them little hidden spy things you can shove on a wall, and then he could listen to the sort of team talk up in his flat.
There's a lot of money in that.
Remember at Ivory? Do you remember at Ivory? They used to have them balconies and flats behind the clock ends, and they was like the first sort of boxes that ever come out, weren't they?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, the love one of them.
My dad was painting those flats, right? He worked for Islington Borough Council, and and he was painting one of the flats, and he said, "I've got a cracking view of the stadium." He said, "I can't quite see the full pitch, but I can see years of it." So he used to go up there and watch the match.
No way.
Yeah. And then one day he did it, and he'd get a better view if he went outside the flat he was working in, painting, and he'd go, and the next minute the cops are up the stairs clearing the people out. Because my dad worked for 21 years with Islington Council, and I was that like, and he said it was like 21 years with the wrong woman.
Bit like Harry Kane at Tottenham. Wrong club.
Anyway, Paul from In the North Bank is in the live chat, says, "Even everyone, come on, you Gunners. At least Jesus is not Francis Jeffers. He was supposed to be our fox in the box, isn't it, when he joined us? But anyway,
Fox in the
North Bank Arsenal Club. Hello, hope you are all well. Oh, there was one comment here from Ty Gunnosaurus. Says, "I'm not worried about Jesus, but he is a true number. Is he a true number 9, John?"
Well, not any origin, isn't it? This number 9 lark, but yeah, probably in the new sense. He like I say, he plays everywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He gets 20 goals this season, but hopefully I'm wrong. But a lot more goals than what he's going to score, I think. Hopefully.
Yeah. The assembles in the chat. He says, "Good evening, chaps." Assembled. How much are you looking forward to this transfer window? I'm not hopeful, to be honest. Will M. Hooper, good evening. Good evening, all. It's been a long while, Alex, and a long while. I hope you're keeping well, my friend. I hope you and the family are well. 5 points clear. Have some of that. January window, let's get a midfielder and a wide forward, and we can win this title. LTL.
Well, it was interesting. We played a weakened team against Brighton in the League Cup a few days back. Quoted the saying we are short of a top quality set of if any of our first teamers get injured. So that would have been directly from Zia's. And I've got to be honest, if Uncle Stan is what I think he is, which is the entrepreneur, he will now see that if he opens his purse and Edu and to Arteta, listen, you can have two players, just pick them carefully. And then if they can do that, and they seem to be doing that, it's difficult to find a player that's been good, even though what they tend to do is get up, and it takes them a year or two to come up to speed. I mean, look at Saliba now. So let's see what happens. But we definitely, I think, the worry I've got, I think Arteta will last the course, and I think his team will keep going. He gets some key players injured. Partey is playing the best football. He's joined Arsenal, but if he gets injured, we could be in serious trouble, because his forward passes is a slide rule, and unfortunately, that we can put in there, El Neni hasn't got that same quality. Sambi looks like he looks like a rabbit in sort of headlights. I really do. I think Sambi needs a shot of confidence. People forget him, whether he played as a number 8 or a number 6 isn't matter. But he's not looking the same player. He looks as though he's overloaded with Arteta, isn't used to this, whereas obviously a lot of the players are now. So I do worry haven't got somebody to sit in there as a number 6 if Partey gets injured. Saka in into the ground so we could do with this Mudryk winger, you know. But no, we've got some good boys coming through 2 or 3 matches. There are some good players coming through. Reece Nelson, actually, one of my favourite players. And again, until recently, he's always looked evident. So I was reading something recently, very recently, about what it takes player. And I've known some people come through the Arsenal academy. But if you can't cope with setbacks and being dropped, and if you can't cope with that and come back stronger, professional football for you, you know. And I have worried about Reece Nelson because I've always liked him. He's got really fast, and I think he's a fast player, and it's only in the last weeks that we've seen him he's gradually got into the game. When he first came on, about 4, every time he passed it to, he passed it back, but now he's taking people on player. So if I was a man manager of him, I would be praising him day. A very good player in there. I think his best is 2 or 3 years hence. Keep telling him he's good because he is a good player. I know he's got his season, so I'll be praising him and I'll be offering him a further contract. He's a good player. And like a lot of you guys, I've been looking at some of their youth team 18s. We have got some cracking players coming through. That Charlie Blackpool, he looks a phenomenal player. And then we've got Ben White. I mean, when you think that this guy, his forward passing, he can pass 50 yards, which he did in the last match, from the sort of right back to Jesus running on goal. Phenomenal passes. Look at the players that Arteta and Edu have bought. By and large, they're finding great players. They don't always hit the ground running, but they team get used to Arteta's tactics. And you know, I'm saying to all, I'm sure I don't have to tell him, it's looking good. The sun.
John, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. What's going to happen to Ainsley Maitland-Niles? Emma Smith Rowe.
Shipped out. Do we need him? I think we've got better players coming through. Like I was looking at the academy, they've got some great players coming through. Nathan Miles wants to be at Arsenal, to be honest, from what I can get through it. No, he's had another pop it and came through. He could have, but he's applied himself and done really well. I just don't think that reason back. Personally, Alex, I just don't think he's in Arteta's plan. I don't think he should be, to be quite honest. I think, get rid of him ASAP. Another Pepe sort of thing, Good luck to him wherever he goes, because he's a good player, but anymore.
Yeah. Okay, let's run through this last comments in the live chat before we do end up the show. The assemble says the midfield is scoring, amazing. Our centre forward isn't as sharp in front of our goal. Hopefully that will be addressed rapidly. Well, it's going to have to be anyway. Don't worry about goals. We got old man Ronaldo coming.
Ronaldo.
Keep him away.
Better do a vote on that, Alex.
No. Todd, hopefully the great feeling of investment in the new players is what the fans will feel. I personally wouldn't hold my breath on that. What else do we have here? There's one about Edu. Edu was hoping to get that contracts of Saka, Martinelli, and Saliba signed before the World Cup. Should have actually tell. Did you see the press conference that Gabriel Martinelli, and he said that all I need is a pen. I want a pen.
I did.
Then the World Cup come up. He got a World Cup call up then, didn't he?
But isn't that guy absolutely perfect? Just give me a pen, I'll sign. Didn't Perry Groves like this said, I'm not worried about what you're paying me, just let me fill up the form, you know. No,
but that was Perry Groves, Tell. Tell, that was Perry Groves.
Was it?
I said that was Perry Groves, not Martinelli.
Right. Yeah. No, I remember when we had Piers Morgan is the one who started the ball rolling and saying we should sign. I remember my mate Sully and me. We were in the clock end, and when they put all the complete nutcases from the north for a few years, myself and Sully,
John was in there. That was John.
And I was a North Bank boy, not a clock end boy.
Well, what rebuilt the North Bank, didn't they? They put seats there. They put the clock end seats. They put all the North Bank guys, right, that had that bond share. So anyway, myself and Sully are up there with, and they kicked our seats to shreds. It was a living nightmare going, guy. But he's going, lads, every time we score, you keep kicking our seats, and we got shards. So we complained to Arsenal, and they said, right, what we'll do is for a season, we'll give you and your mate Sully tickets, and it could be anywhere. So anyway, that was great. And the next minute, they gave us tickets in the East. Oh my God! Whenever there was a European match, I'd go out for a tea or something, and next to the tea bar with all these acolytes, all these sycophants around him. Piers Morgan himself, and he'd be, he'd be going, oh yes, Piers, yeah. And I thought, nah. Oh, he's there just to sort of big I am, and he's still like that. I know he's the most famous Arsenal supporter. One of the stewards in the West Upper a few seasons back, and she told me he's got in West Upper. That guy has so much money, and he puts his mates in it and friends to have a box. You know what I mean? But we can do without his. Thank you very much.
Yeah. John, here's one here for you. Will this break help Fabio Vieira settle in more?
Thought he played all right yesterday, to be honest with you. I thought he set the goal up. In general, I think the World Cup break is going to do Arsenal a favour, because we ain't got a massive squad. We'll be refreshed. We're 5 points clear. If we can keep away from injuries during, put the pressure on, beat West Ham. I think we've got a good little run. It's too bad. So the pressure is on City. This is Merry Christmas, Pepper, mate. They're all looking down. We have got a comfort zone, which I don't think any Arsenal fan foresee this is coming. 5 points clear, games in hand over Spurs. What more can you want? Newcastle look a bit of a threat now. I don't know if they start by what they can do, but I think in general, to me, this World Cup, but I won't go into that. But hopefully, a couple of the players like Odegaard, there's a couple more that won't be going. They'll have a nice break. And the boys that do experience for him, the first time they've gone to the World Cup, and they'll come back, in a great frame. Let's go for this. We've got 23 games left. If they Alex buy a couple of extra players, why can't they win it? They must end that discussion with them. Come on, lads! I really think we can do this. To the end, I don't know. the depth and all that.
But John,
they ain't, you know, to me, we ain't got to worry about City. If Brentford can beat them.
Do you know,
true.
guys, we have to...
Don't worry about us.
We've got to end it here. We're going to end it here. Like I said, it was going to be a short show, but it went on a little bit longer than I actually thought. But guys, just remember, this is a proper legend. This is what you and who you call a legend. Not the X-Man. What are you talking about? This is a proper legend.
On that.
Tell, good to have you back, man. Good to have you back. Hopefully we can get you on the Easy Talk on Friday, if you're not too busy.
Should be good.
Alex, maybe we can get Tell and come dancing.
Yeah.
Get another Arsenal legend on it.
I tell you what, I'd vote for that.
I used to play on cruise ships in dance bands like that.
Tell, can you play us out?
Play
us something. Play us a little ditty before we go.
Okay.
All right. So there you go, guys. So that's it. The next time you will see me will be tomorrow evening, same time, same place. I'll leave it to Artel to play us out. John Agisha, thank you for joining us. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good. Arsenal, proud to say that name. When we sing the song with Christmas.
All right, guys. Until then, this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Come on, you Gunners, get in.